Hello and welcome to this episode of Audible Meme. Today we will be drinking and discussing different flavors of Lynx Africa. I am joined by my gracious co-hosts Adam and Sean, and our now more frequent guest Liam, the chef boy.
What's up? I'm personally in favor of Lynx Africa 2012 edition. Remember the old balls that had
I remember. You remember Chocolate Africa though?
It
No.
doesn't taste like chocolate. What about the tiny travel ones that are like you'd take as like this is like a stun grenade I'm gonna use to whack someone in the pee changing
back in the day.
Nah, mate, they came out with Lynx Africa Marmite. That's got to be the flavor you go for. Have you guys seen that, by the way? It's like a fucking... I saw it in a store. I was shocked.
Right, I don't want to see it, okay?
Go into a Superdrug, man. Go into a
End of
Superdrug.
discussion, I don't want it. I close my eyes.
I want my Lynx Africa to be yeasty.
I got that yeast infection under my armpits.
Well, if you use Lynx Africa, you're probably getting enough ladies. You're getting too many ladies and you got a yeast infection. That's how it works.
And your armpits.
Right. Do men get yeast infections?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
This is such a weird fucking topic.
My one weird topic I have in my head is like an opinion poll on soup.
What? Okay.
Is it a drink or is it a food?
Oh, this is like the common like.
No. It's a soup. Soup is just a soup. Soup is a drink and a food.
Yeah, this is just like the biscuit cake argument. It's just a fucking biscuit, or the Jaffa cake biscuit cake.
Soup is neither a drink nor a food.
No, it's a food though. Yeah, it's a food though.
No, it's a drink.
No,
it's a drink.
the fuck is that a drink?
Because it's fucking liquid.
But French onion soup
with fucking potatoes in it.
For example, mate, you got fucking like chicken noodle soup. Why is it not called chicken noodle food?
Okay, mate, food? you sit down with a glass of orange juice and you whip out a spoon to start fucking eating that shit. Is that you dip some bread in there?
I don't slurp my steak.
The line between soup and Fanta is really thin.
As tango a soup, discuss.
Right. My brain there was like, oh, is it thin or is it blurry? And I said thinny.
Thinny.
Damn, you a thinny.
You're the thinny on him.
But see, the thing is though, a puree is food. However, you can slurp a puree just as you can slurp soup.
Isn't a puree sauce?
A puree, yeah, in my mind.
No, a puree. Puree is like basically blended, whatever flavor puree is. Like
puree is a lot more solid than most soup, though.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
like liquid.
But you can get
something like miso soup. To me, is a drink.
But see, you can get thick boy soups.
Yeah, but thick soups are a different category.
No, it's soup.
That's being fucking hyper specific to like. At that point, you might as well review it on a basis. Right. So at this point, there's no point in having this debate because you might as well review it per individual fucking soup.
Exactly.
Soup review.
No, we're not going through every soup.
We went through like every.
Heinz tomato is overrated. Changed my mind.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah, nobody is fucking arguing.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Sugar. It's basically tomato ketchup.
I mean, it's not like terrible, but like it's not good.
I'm not disagreeing that it's sugary. I'm just saying it's still good.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't call it good. Good is a bit of a.
I'd rather
bad, but it's a soup, and soup in itself is not exactly a
when it comes to Heinz tomato soup, I'd rather steam my ballsack and eat it like a soup dumpling.
Yeah, because that's...
Alright.
That's just fucking weird, man.
Right. Mate, that's because
it's awful.
Yeah, you're one of those guys.
Yeah,
it's awful, though. Like, it's so bad.
I feel like Liam gets into like the elitist elements of fucking food and like whiskey and shit like that.
No,
but his favorite fucking whiskey is Jack Daniels. And his
Right.
Yeah, so-
favorite food is like Kraft mac and cheese. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking
Yeah.
about.
I'll admit it's awful, but I like it.
Kraft mac and cheese.
He
What the
fucking loves
fuck
it,
is
Nah,
man.
I
wrong
like
with you?
cheesy. I like red box cheesy pasta. I don't
Which
like
is
Kraft.
basically the same.
Cheesy pasta. Red box cheesy pasta is my ultimate comfort food. It's like
What
my
the
go-to
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm
flavor.
the exact same.
Isn't that like the
Right.
powdered shit?
I don't get how you
Yeah,
like that, but you
it's
shit on
not.
Heinz soup. It's got the same
Because I
quality to
don't
it.
like Heinz tomato soup.
You
but
also
I do
slag
like
me
that.
for liking cheese
I'm not-
slices.
Adam,
Yeah, American cheese slices, I hate them. It's
Gilbert,
plastic.
What the fuck, man?
It's plastic. It tastes
I mean,
nice.
I might like powdered
No, it doesn't. It tastes
cheese.
of nothing.
Yeah,
I
it's
toast
great.
3 of them with some sea salt, and it just turns into milk.
It's perfect.
Adam, I will raise the fact I really like Red Box cheesy pasta because it's 95p
Well, that makes sense.
and it fills
So
me
is Heinz
just
tomato soup.
right. It tastes yeah, I like Heinz tomato soup.
It's better
Oh,
than
yeah,
fills me
Heinz.
I know.
It fills me just as much as like a £20 Chinese that I would.
Yeah.
Like, it's also like comfort junk food, but the comfort
Yeah.
junk food of cheesy pasta doesn't cost me an arm and a leg.
I mean,
But it's-
fair, I
Yeah,
guess.
honestly,
It's not-
one
it's not
one
Big
box of
Mac.
cheesy pasta does fill you up for 3
Mate.
days because the amount of chemicals and carbs in it is great.
If I
Yes,
wanted
it's-
to eat some fucking like cheap, shitty pasta, I'd rather make
Right.
it myself than use.
See,
powder.
that's the thing. I always add real cheese to it, so I don't know what it is about
What the
cheesy
fuck,
pasta.
mate?
Yeah, I
Just
know.
make pasta.
Of course you like the boxed pasta if you're adding real cheese.
I always add real cheese, decent butter and milk. Always.
So
Yeah.
you're basically making regular mac and cheese, but lazily.
But yeah, essentially.
Your argument's
You're-
invalid then. Only Sean can give a fucking correct opinion on Red Box mac and cheese.
I don't
mean,
really have
my
a major
dad always
problem
makes
with
it
Red Box
without
mac and
anything,
cheese.
and I still like it.
I don't really have
like-
a major problem with it. It was just a highlight that Liam's like, pompous about shit when he likes like dog shit equivalent of food.
I'm not pompous about everything though. I just don't like Heinz tomato soup. I'll eat different types of Heinz soup. Just the tomato one's bad.
I'm not a fan of soups in general. I feel
Tomato
like I'd
soup in
rather have
general
solid
is
food.
one of the worst soups. Which people.
What
I can
is,
agree
in
with
your
that.
opinion, then the best soup?
Scotch broth.
Yeah,
Okay.
or like lentil. I fucking love lentil soup.
Yeah, I do like a good lentil.
Top 3: lentil, chicken rice, and
Chicken rice? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I
you never
know.
had chicken rice soup.
Yeah, but chicken
Chicken rice is
noodle
great.
is right there.
you're coming to my
better?
grand's to eat chicken rice soup.
See, my
Grandnan's chicken rice.
gran makes
Have
good
you
lentils,
explained
but
to
I'm
her
not a
that
lentil
noodles
fan.
exist? Like, they're an option.
Rice? No, I think there's a big difference in the ricey one. I quite like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
rice.
Disrespecting.
Or-
You disrespecting Grannon.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Noodles are great.
That. Yeah, no, chicken noodle's nice as well, but I like my grand's chicken rice and then butternut squash. I like a good butternut
Oh,
squash.
that's interesting.
I can't
I'm-
even remember what butternut squash fucking tastes like. I couldn't tell you the last time I've had
butter and
butternut
nuts.
squash.
I'm
Yeah,
more,
you
See,
take my butternut. And
I
you
feel
crush it with
like-
a rock.
See how we're saying tomato soup is like bottom tier? I feel like it is heavily elevated by the addition of roasted pepper, because tomato and roasted pepper soup is PogChamp.
I disagree
Like, it is
entirely.
so good.
I think
that-
it makes
it's so
little
good.
to no difference.
yeah.
I think it's
feel
in
like
the
that
same
wouldn't
tier
change
as
much.
tomato soup.
Nah, I prefer it.
Does your bread waters count as a soup?
Bread water.
So for
wait,
context
wait.
for anyone listening,
Oh, bread water. Oh,
yeah,
no.
in 2019
Oh,
we
no.
went on a trip to Berlin, and on this trip I got very, very drunk and mixed bread and water, and then proceeded to eat it. This has been
He just put it in
replicated.
a fucking glass.
Yeah, this has been replicated
Yeah.
once since when I was extremely drunk again. No, it doesn't count as a soup.
I still have that picture on my phone. It haunts me.
Right.
But what if you heat it up?
Does it count
What
as a
doesn't make it
gazpacho
soup?
when it's cold?
If you
You
mix
can
it
have cold
right,
soup.
okay, if you blend it, it's a soup, but in that form, it's not a soup.
No. But you don't.
No,
blend lentil
because
soup.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
you
blend
do.
some soups.
But you blend
You
plenty of
blend
soups.
some
Yeah,
soups?
but they're
no,
mixed.
you blend soups.
The flavor is mixed together. Bread water is just me putting bread in water. I don't make any attempt to stir it or concoct the two into one being. It is just bread and then also
Right.
water.
Right. Second opinion piece then, blended soups or non-blended soups?
Blended soups are easier to make.
Depends on the soup.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, I agree with Sean there. Yeah.
I don't think it
Okay.
makes
Very
a
much
huge
depends.
difference.
Tomato soup, blended.
Yeah.
Butternut squash, blended. Lentil, not blended.
Lentil
Fucking
is
rice,
Like big
semi-blended.
chunks of shit in my food.
Yeah.
Lentil is
It wants to be
almost
a liquid, I don't want
semi-blended.
chunks.
I want blended ramen.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, that's cursed.
Oh no.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Can someone inform the authorities Sean's committed a crime?
I don't think it'd be that bad, to be honest.
Man!
Well, it wouldn't though. It would just you wouldn't get the ramen. You'd just
I
get
want blended
smaller
chicken
bits
noodle.
of ramen.
Blended
I mean,
meat.
at this point, you're
pieces.
just defeating the point of certain soups. But like, it's not that bad.
I want deconstructed bread water right now.
That's just bread and water. You
So
fucking
bread and
idiot.
water.
Oh, if you want to get really into it, it's like yeast, flour, and then fucking water.
Mate, but men can't have yeast, so I'm good.
Men can't get yeast.
Put it in
don't
your
worry.
armpit, you'll get a yeast infection.
Anyway, the joke I was going to make to give us a nice segue is that, Liam, you are like the Wall Street bets of chefs.
How is he like the Wall
you're
Street
very-
bets of chefs?
How am I the? What?
You're
Yeah.
He ain't
you're all
worth
about
shit.
you're all about cancelling the norm.
No, he's not. He fucking loves classical
No.
dining.
Yeah.
You just
like,
wanted a
fine
good
dining is
transition
my
joke.
shit.
That was a good transition joke if it was the right person.
Yeah.
So,
Fine dining is my
transition
shit.
joke time anyways, before we complain about Liam's cooking.
So do we want to
Hey,
talk
fuck you,
about
my
Wall Street
cooking's
bets?
great.
I feel like we either get really technical and it's boring as fuck, or we're just like, that was kind of cool. They made lots of money.
That's very, very impressive.
It's very
It's
cool,
fucking
they made lots of
badass.
money.
I'm so happy
honestly-
with it for a multitude of reasons.
As am I, but I'm scared that Redditors now know they can band together to do things.
They've always done that. Do you not remember when they tried to get the Boston bomber captured and they got the wrong guy?
That's so fucking stupid. Poor
Oh
guy.
man.
We did
Reddit.
it, Reddit. That is a phrase that will stick in my mind forever because that's what they uttered when they saw this random man getting arrested.
We did it.
Oh
Reddit.
man.
Did it, Reddit?
Oh, that's so good.
Fucking. God damn it, Reddit.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, "This is gonna fuck up the economy." No, it isn't. It's
No.
not gonna have any effect on the economy. Like,
That kind of shit happens all the time. It's just stockbrokers doing it.
yeah, it probably
All
won't
that's
even
gonna-
shut down that hedge fund. To be honest, even
No.
though it lost them like billions.
No,
All
they'll
that's
get
gonna-
bailed out by the government.
Yeah, or some shit.
All that's gonna happen now is that like other like proper like the like high end like actual Wall Street are just gonna be more aware of that thing can happen if they're not careful.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wall Street Bets went private and their Discord server got deleted, so
Wait, I'm in their
Yeah,
Discord
but
server.
they're
Did it
back
get
up.
deleted?
apparently it got deleted last
It
night.
did get deleted. It's not in my Discord list anymore. That's so sad.
Yep.
Yeah, Wall Street Bets isn't private anymore though. It went on private.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it got unprivated.
Yeah.
It was
I
just
think-
there was so many people on it that it was too hard to mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got like 1 million new members in a day. I think the best thing about Wall Street Bets is like they planned this since like fucking November, and like in the open on a public subreddit, and it still worked.
I mean, I don't see
Yeah.
any fucking stockbrokers, like actual stockbrokers, going, "Shit, I want to spend my lunch break on Wall Street Bets."
Yeah, but you'd think it's like so it's a platform that has like 1 million traders on it. Surely that's got like some importance. Somebody is watching that, you know.
You think anybody on Reddit's important?
Oh, GameStop stock went down 91% today.
Oh what's it at now from 420.69?
It's at 254. It just went down $1 while it went down $1 while I was saying that. I think it might go back up. I don't know.
It's a failing company. They're not gonna go back up.
Nah, but like people are still pumping and dumping it. I don't know. It probably won't, right?
But I can't wait for all the Wall Street bets posts of people
funny.
losing their entire savings on GameStop.
I know.
It's insane though. Like like a month ago, it was worth $20. You know?
Yeah.
I think a bunch of people obviously cashed out yesterday, which was kind of the plan. But I think there's still a movement to kind of like still hold GME, which is GameStop.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are holding it as like a protest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just at this point, it's just like, hey, like you could have made that money. There was one guy who I saw on like r/age like milk who's like, I'm gonna put 3 million into this in December. And, and like someone
like,
replied
that's
like,
a terrible idea.
You're an actual idiot. And then another person replied, and he's like, that man is now the owner of $40 million worth of stock in GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even right now, if they've like, right now, if they didn't sell, they're still worth like, it's still worth so much.
That was
still like
that was 40 million when it was worth about 290, and now it was 420 at the peak. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 420.69.
No, at its peak it was 492.
It
was so
I
much.
hope someone cashed out then because they just made a lot.
I think my favorite thing though is like obviously I'm quite active on Twitter and I follow a lot of like leftist leaning folks on Twitter and just all of them being like, shit man, should we have just been manipulating the stock market? Like, because this seems to have fucked over more like capitalist types than anything any big leftist movement recently has done, which I find fucking hilarious. And the people on Wall Street Bets are just like 22-year-old libertarians who are fucking dipshits. But you know, it works. It makes me so happy that it's so funny. And like all the people on Wall Street Bets who are like, I paid for my dog's surgery because we fucked over this giant hedge fund. It's just great. It's exactly what you want to see.
Also, like all this stuff coming out where like the hedge fund where they like some of the stock they were short selling, they didn't actually have in the first place. Like I get the idea of like short selling and stuff because it was part of the like accountancy and finance class I did. But
but when you pass it along through enough people, you don't actually own that fucking stock anymore.
And it's more like they were selling stock that wasn't even like in existence. So they owed people like money for like
something
extra
that doesn't exist
on top of what they borrowed and stuff like that. It was kind of wild.
It's to do with like leveraging the stock against something. So like I'm not really 100% on the concept, but it leads me into an interesting thing about Wall Street Bets. But it's like you make a certain investment, but you can leverage it against like certain risk or stuff like that, you know, to where you can lose actual money on the investment. You can go below zero, which is obviously what some people did while short selling fucking GameStop stock, like intending to make quite a lot of money, and it did not work.
We got talk quite a bit about short selling, and like honestly, like I remembered none of it until Rowan like told me about it again last night.
Had a very good in-depth explanation of it.
It was a very clear explanation. For anybody who doesn't understand it, it's basically like if a stock's worth like $10, you borrow it from someone, sell it, hope it goes down, buy it back and give it back.
You get it and then you sell it for like £1 cheaper, so people will buy it off of you. And then you wait for it to go down. It's profiting off of failing business.
Yeah.
And it's completely legal and stuff, but it's also like it's quite
a dickbag thing to do, yeah. But there's a great story about a guy on Wall Street Bets who this was one of the first things that happened back when the subreddit only like had like 100k members, and there's this user who found a glitch in Robinhood where you could you could leverage a bunch of stocks off of each other, and he
Gilbert,
invested.
you're gonna have to tell me what Robinhood is before you start telling me someone found out.
Robinhood is an investing platform. Everyone on Wall Street Bets uses it, basically. It's like Trading 212 or Vanguard or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, not like Vanguard. Vanguard has a lot more.
Vanguard's more about portfolio building and stuff like that.
It's more for like boomers.
Yeah, it's for like passive investing.
Yeah, but basically they found a glitch in Robinhood that allowed them to get like fucking shit tons of leverage. So they put like 10K down, but their risk was losing like 250K that they didn't have. They managed to fucking leverage that 10K and then put it all into a fucking dumbass stock, assuming it would go well. And it went well for about 5 seconds until the stock started selling, and then they started crashing. They cashed out with 20K in their account, but their account ended up with about negative $40,000 in it. But because they had used like an exploit, like a fucking cheat on fucking Robinhood just had to pay it because they had to close the account so that it couldn't happen again.
Yeah,
which is
it's
hilarious.
Yeah, you're paying through them to get them to do a thing for you, essentially.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
broker.
them breaking the rule. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like a bookie. It wasn't them. It wasn't actually the user breaking the rules. It was exploiting a rule that Robinhood didn't put in place.
Well, I mean, technically everything they did was like legal, aside from the fact where they had no intention of paying off their debt.
Yeah, that's.
Well, they had no intention of going off, and they had no intention of going into debt. Had it worked, they would have been a millionaire. But like,
it was a very like gray area.
It's just fucking stupid, man. So many people have done dumb shit like that on Wall Street Bets as well. It's so great. Like, as much as there's like problems with it, and like a lot of very close to yikes comments made on it, it's just fucking hilarious. Oh, it's definitely my favorite subreddit.
There's a like certain amount of yikes in every community ever.
Yeah, especially on Reddit.
So
yeah.
I mean, like, Discord and Reddit sadly just have like this group of people who are just terrible on both websites.
Every social media has a group of people. You have.
I feel like Discord and Reddit are probably the worst for it if you're ignoring like 4chan and shit like that.
It's just a bit like sad that like I was reading like a bit of the Financial Times thing on the Wall Street Bets thing, and they were like the Alt J like the Reddit group, and they're like
Alt J's a band.
No, Alt Right.
Alt Right.
Yeah.
I like Alt J.
Alt J. New political ideology drops tomorrow. You gonna be Alt J or what?
You're gonna be Alt J or K-pop. Make your choice.
Yeah, they're not really alt-right, but like some of them are. You know? It's just a group of like people being like, man, fuck it, there's no future, we might as well bet ours.
Yeah.
That's essentially Wall Street Bets. It describes itself as if 4chan found a Bloomberg terminal, which is like really true. But it's so great. I hope more shit like this happens. I hope this happens like every month. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, just people fuck up Wall Street every month.
It'll be amazing once you finally start putting that money down on stocks like you keep saying you're gonna. Maybe if you got rid of that yee-ass haircut and put your money into some fucking stocks, Gilbert, then I'd start getting hyped about this happening.
So what Adam is referencing there is that I have had my eye on the stock market since I was like 15. And I keep calling things, and I keep being right, but I never put any money into the stock market, so it benefits me nothing.
Any money down.
I am a fucking clown, as they say.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Put some money into something, Gilbert, because if you keep getting it right.
Yeah, even if it's just like some dumb shit. I definitely will. I've been saying that.
Just
for
wait
months.
until EA makes a bad game again, put some money in there, wait until the next FIFA comes out, bada bang, bada boom.
Coming out, so.
Yeah, man.
bada bing, bada boom. Money. Like, your EA, no matter how much people complain about new FIFA games, they're always basically guaranteed to make money off of them. Because fucking people keep buying them.
Like
I'd just like to add in the common disclosure that we're not financial advisors. Do not listen to us.
We're experts.
No, we're not.
Sean's getting a math degree. He's an expert.
If you want to sue someone, sue Sean. He said that.
I have no legal liability. Also, I am exactly right.
I don't do credit link.
I am not right. Do not invest in what I am saying. Mostly because I want the money.
One of us lies. One of us tells the truth.
Sean's about to get all 6 viewers to lose money, man.
Yeah.
Upsetting.
It's annoying as well, because, like, even dumb shit, like, when I was like, we should all put £20 in Dogecoin.
Dogecoin went up.
Would have made money.
Yeah, Dogecoin went up like 50%. We would have all got like a tenner, which isn't a lot, but it would have been nice.
A tenner's a chippy.
We would have got one movie night's worth of pizza.
Yeah.
Oh man, can't wait for
fucking right.
Sean Deadass about to make me cry on stream.
Oh yeah.
Stank's coming back.
Those sadness.
7 unwashed boys in a living room. The man stank.
Speaking of unwashed, Glastonbury got cancelled again, so that's not gonna happen this year.
Not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah.
So surprised.
I can't say I'm shocked, but like, it feels like, man, what if the 2020 Olympics get cancelled again?
They have been talking about it. The Japanese public wants it cancelled. The Japanese funders don't.
Yeah, well, obviously.
I tried looking at articles about it on Reddit, but the comments were went from less discussion about public safety to the Olympics are really dumb. And then I stopped reading Reddit because I fucking hate the website and still use it.
Why did people think the Olympics were dumb?
Because Reddit's got this like fucking like weird boner for itself, where it's like everything's bad for like no reason. It's just like the Olympics are bad because Japan didn't want it.
UN Reddit is like the literal definition of he who hangeth about getteth hee haw.
I feel like I'm holding a gun up to my fucking head and I want to pull the trigger. I want to uninstall the app, but like, it's the same reason I stopped using Twitter, but Twitter I managed to ditch. I can't ditch Reddit.
I still use way too much Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter.
It's the fucking worst thing.
Twitter
I hate it so much.
You always pick it up, but you never know how to use it.
You don't use it,
Such
that's
a weird
the point.
Fucking joke.
Yeah.
me and Liam who don't like play Twitter, Apex, man. Just being like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Dear wing. I thought you meant literal wingman.
He meant the gun.
You mean the revolver.
The joke would have made even less sense if he meant literal wingman.
I thought. Like, hey, I mean, I like the wingman. But I don't like Twitter. Twitter's my Mozambique. Not the country, the shotgun.
No,
the country. He fucking hates Mozambique.
I hate the country of Mozambique.
He has talked about how the nuclear arsenal should be unleashed on Mozambique, just to see.
Gonna make the Cuban Missile Crisis look like a fucking joke.
God damn.
So would you do you have a topic at all, Gilbert, or would you like to move on to discussion about our weekly review?
I would like to briefly bring up that I regret the things I said last week. Last week I praised fucking the Cold War so highly, and it has done nothing but shit in my mouth since then. Okay,
You've not even been playing badly.
We've had good games. I have improved. I started using an AK with a scope. It was a revelation. I realized the scopes actually have a use, but the game is just so fucking unstable. It's so unstable.
Why? Because it keeps crashing all the
time? It's such a
time?
good game, but it crashes like 4 times a night.
It crashes, and there's a new error, which is error 3, which is you can't join someone's like party that they're hosting, so someone else will have to host it. It's just such like a fucking teething problem that they should have worked out a month ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we are still. I think they're planning on fixing it with the update rollout on February.
I fucking hope they're
4th.
planning on fixing it. Imagine they're just like, it's fine. We'll just leave it like that.
Oh, yeah. It's Activision. What do you expect?
Most of the time, that's what they do.
Activision's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I hope it becomes less problem prone. I'm also fucking sick of zombies, but that's less a criticism of the game and more a criticism of how much we play fucking zombies.
Yeah. And they, Round 41 Extraction only took me 3.5 hours. Woohoo!
It just takes so long.
Help me.
I'd still recommend it if you can get it cheap, but, like...
Yeah.
It's definitely got a lot of issues right now. But on the other side of that...
You get it cheap. Oh, sorry.
On the other side of that...
It'll get cheap near the end of the lifespan.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll get cheap when it stops having so many players. Or we stop playing it as much, so that's the problem. Yeah, I am happy that I discovered that scopes are actually useful, though. I thought they were like a dumb fucking thing, like why would you ever put a scope on your gun? But turns out, it's super fucking useful. I got hella kills with the AK when I put a scope on. It made me way better. So that's cool.
Welcome to
I usually always...
gun sites.
Yeah, I always usually have at least a 2 times on any gun.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about violence? Violence this week will not be VR boxing. I haven't done it since last week.
Right, what's violence this week? Regular
Because of the
boxing?
headache. Yeah, basically.
Well, UFC,
yeah.
Conor McGregor getting his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah. He also refused to fight Jake Paul, which I suppose is related to boxing. But also Jake Paul has started arranging a fight with a different UFC fighter. So now everyone in the UFC community is just like, hope he fucking knocks him out. Which, yeah, I hope he does fucking knock him out. But yeah, McGregor got fucking dunked. I didn't go back and watch the fight. I intended to, but I have seen some highlights and it does not look good for him. He had some good moments and shit.
The first ever time he's been knocked out, man. Like,
yeah, but even the rest of the fight isn't that good for him.
He'll be crying into his stacks and stacks of pound notes.
I know. He got paid $3 million for that fight.
I'm sure he doesn't even give a fuck that he got
the guy that won got paid $800K, I think.
Wow.
Not even half of what Conor McGregor made. Conor McGregor's showing up fee was $3 million.
Well, yeah,
that's what he got for showing up.
Well, yeah, that's the same as fucking AJ versus Ruiz. Nobody knows who Andy Ruiz is, so he didn't get fucking paid. That's just how it is.
I don't know who the other one you said is.
What, AJ?
Yeah, I know Conor McGregor because...
AJ's the heavyweight boxing champion of the world.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I got caught up in shit, and I didn't change the stream title.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking annoying. Oh, I'll change it now.
Oh, wow. Anyways, yeah, I'm not really... I can't comment on boxing. I don't watch it.
Yeah. Also, Khabib refused to fight McGregor. That was actually before he got knocked out. This topic is from so long ago. I just thought his quote was funny because he said, "Fighting is not in my plans. Don't try and push me to do things that will disappoint my mother." Khabib said that. Khabib is like one of the greatest fighters of our time, and he's like, "Don't want to upset my mum, mate. No gonna scrap anybody."
He doesn't want to disappoint his mother. You leave him alone.
It's fair enough, man. Hey, I'm not gonna try and fucking convince him he'd beat the shit out of me.
But to relay on the last time I was on the podcast, the fight between McGregor and the guy's name I can't remember.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that one.
Poirier or Poirier?
Fight Island. I have it on Fight Island.
Fight Island fame.
Oh, was it part of Fight Island?
No, it was
it happened. The fight was on Fight Island in Dubai.
Oh. Still sad it's not a battle royale.
This is a Fight Island moment.
It is upsetting.
Yeah.
Can I get a Fight Island? Okay, so we've just all gotten at it by Elliot asking for COD tonight.
Don't say that,
in the message?
And Messenger.
Yeah, we may play COD later.
Just because we're just talking about it.
If you just ignore it, then...
If you ignore it, it'll go away. Speaking of games...
He also...
Games? Engineer gaming,
So,
yeah?
I watched, like, all of a dude playing through fucking Adventure Capitalist today. That's not an interesting game to watch.
Isn't that like a fucking
or to
cookie
play.
clicker game?
Yeah. It was fucking like 7 videos of him playing Adventure Capitalist, man. I watched all of them.
Someone for you? Are you in distress? Is this a cry for help?
And you know what? I was like, maybe I should start Adventure Capitalist. And then I was like, I've not even beat Vostok again. Vostok is a fucking cookie clicker-esque spaceship game that I'm fucking addicted to, by the way, chat.
It's not even good. I hate that I recommended it to you because I saw it in the store and was like, capitalism? That sounds like something Gilbert would love.
It's not even good, but I'm kind of excited to beat it again. Like I'm so close to beating it again, and then I'm just gonna hit the new game. I'm gonna hit the new game plus button again.
I
went on like a 2-month playthrough of Adventure Capitalist. It takes so long to beat.
Yeah, the guy hasn't beat it. It's 7 episodes. He's not beat it. The latest one was today. That was his latest episode. The oldest one was a month ago.
Like depth to the mechanics? Isn't it just a cookie clicker?
You click and upgrade, and then you can prestige to get angels. That's the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm literally shaking uncontrollably and ejaculating. Like the excitement knows no bounds.
It's not even that I played it for like 4 hours. I watched someone else play it.
Yeah, that's like the most mindless game you could have watched someone play.
It was so good though. I would recommend it.
Was there even commentary? Or was
there was commentary. The guy was talking.
Thank Christ! Right.
Yeah, he was also cutting it. It wasn't just like the raw gameplay. It was obviously
it was like a raw footage.
No, it was obviously like hours and hours and hours of gameplay condensed.
Raw found footage of this game.
Gilbert doesn't go raw because he's scared.
Okay.
That's not
okay.
a dumb Gilbert.
That's not the Gilbert I know.
It was such a dumb fucking video
though. Which one? Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It wasn't even. You know what? It was a good video. I'm done for watching it. I'm done for watching it all in one day as well. Like.
Mate, I thought he was going to prestige at the end of episode 5, but he prestiges at the end of episode 4. What a plot twist.
Damn.
What an absolute PogChamp.
I was terrified.
But, yeah, like, it's just, mindless cookie cutter games are just fun when you've got nothing else to do, but I can't imagine ever watching someone play a mindless cookie cutter game.
My brain is fucking broken, that's why, okay.
Got brain rot, the attachment to Call of Duty.
He's about to turn on his own, guys. Bro, watch this. He's gonna take the last zombie out, and then we'll have to start a new round without Elliot doing all of the Easter eggs.
Elliot does everything when we play fucking zombies.
Yeah. We're lazy. We don't want to learn how to
Anyway, do you guys want to talk about WandaVision?
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. So, if anyone hasn't seen WandaVision, episodes 1 through 3, don't listen
spoilers.
To this. Yeah, spoilers.
It takes like just over an hour to watch.
Yeah, an hour of your life you won't get back.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We have very mixed opinions on it.
Liam, you still got a little echo, by the way, if you want to try to fix that.
Is this better?
I
don't know, man. I'm just getting closer.
That wouldn't fix it.
Yeah, just turn
I don't know, man.
Yeah, turn your fucking outfit volume down. Oh, why are you so untechnically minded? Anyway.
Well, why do you think I became a chef?
So, first question for the group. Good or bad?
Good. Good and getting better.
Bad and getting better.
Liam?
Same as Adam.
I'd say I can't believe I have a different opinion than everyone. I think like good and got a little bit worse and staying at that level.
Really?
Yeah.
Episodes 1 and 2 were fucking
Episode 1
torturous?
was the funniest episode.
Episode 1 was fucking terrible.
No, it's fucking hilarious.
That was good.
Liam, your echo has only gotten worse. Please fucking work with it, man. I'm just gonna mute. I'm gonna mute you. Tell me when it's fixed. Yeah, like episode 1 was by far the best episode.
Really? I thought it was so fucking boring.
It's just funny, like the fucking his boss being like, "I don't deal with Bolsheviks," which he says she's from Sokovia and shit like that. It's the most memorable joke in the entire show.
I didn't come into it thinking it was a comedy, and I didn't find it particularly funny either. I didn't really know. It felt like a weird art project more than it felt a fucking like TV show. I liked that it was going for all the different styles. I like everything about it. Production's great. The actual
It
plot
looks great, obviously.
Fucking garbage.
The plot is just confusing.
I mean, we've watched 3 episodes of a 9-episode show.
Yeah, we've watched a third of it and we have no idea what's happening.
I mean, alright. I can obviously I have the different viewpoint of I've known it's happening for ages, and I know little things from oh, that's a thing from the comics, that must hint towards something like this. It makes a huge difference.
That doesn't speak in its favor though, because that implies
Yeah,
that you have to
I'm saying that
the franchise
yeah.
Enjoy it.
Oh yeah, because it's the next chapter in a huge franchise, so you kind of have to know the characters, but at the same time, obviously Gilbert, you've seen the movies, and so have you, Liam.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
obviously
I think that makes it more confusing. He's dead. He's
it just makes it intriguing.
No, it just makes it confusing.
I find it intriguing.
As someone who hasn't seen it,
It's either in her head or someone's doing it to her.
Well,
there's your two options.
It seems like it's not in her head.
Nah, I think it's her
feels
doing
like
it.
it's either she's doing it or someone's forced her to do it, put her in a weird fancy state. I'm not intrigued. I wonder how this could have happened. I'm more it's one of these two things.
Yeah, and if it's the second one, I'm kind of intrigued as to who done it, but not enough that I'm oh, I wonder who done it.
I don't know any what villains it could be. I barely know the fucking characters involved. And
Yeah.
As much as of course, I guess I'm not the target audience because I haven't watched the Avengers or anything. But I still feel like it's odd that they didn't make the show a little more entry level.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the characters and I have no fucking idea what's going on.
I think the point in the show is more being more kind of mystery based is and very different is they've had the biggest criticism of the MCU is every movie's the same.
Yeah, I'd just say it's really weird. It's just a really
Well, I mean,
weird
when
show.
you're doing a superhero movie, you've kind of got to follow the same thing. There's a good guy, there's a bad guy, good guy fights bad guy.
But I enjoyed all the Soviet jokes and shit like that in the first episode. I just thought the first episode was so fucking wild and insane.
Congratulations, Gilbert. You enjoy the 1960s.
No.
That was the 50s. That was the 50s, the first one.
Alright.
Congratulations, Gilbert. You like the 50s.
It was just so weird. I enjoyed that about it.
I think, yeah. I would like
it is nice that it's in the 1950s style and that Vision has a black friend who works.
Liam, I'd like to go back to what you said. I completely disagree. I don't think superhero movies have to be the same thing.
But they're all the same thing, though. Literally,
they don't have to be, but they always follow the same thing as comics. There's always going to be a nemesis and stuff like that. They don't have to follow the same cookie cutter, good guy always has to be perfectly good and all that stuff. But, there's always going to be a good guy and a bad guy, because that's the same with most movies. There's a protagonist and an antagonist.
It was just the way you said you're like all superhero movies have to be the same thing. Like, just I disagree on that. I don't think they have to be the same thing. Which is why I enjoy that this is different.
See, they
like,
don't all have to be the same, but I feel like most of them are. Like a lot of things don't break the mold, and so far I was like, with how we spoke about this one, I was actually really excited for it. And in watching it, I'm not. I feel like a little undercut. I feel like
what's your biggest criticism of it?
I don't know. I just found it like stunningly boring. I didn't feel like there was any elements of mystery. I felt like there was more elements of like, oh, here's this really absurd thing that makes you go, what the fuck? That's not mystery. That's just confusing.
You're just like, oh, this is red. Okay.
It's like,
do I need to know something to understand this, or is the show just being weird?
Or it's like there's this lady. Or it'll be revealed later on. Has, like a different name, and then like there's a fucking beekeeper climbing out of a goddamn drain.
Yeah.
That's not mystery. That's just weird.
Literally a lot of the scenes I did watch, and I was like, is this a character from the comics? Should I know who this is?
Should I know who this
is? Is this the B-Man? Like,
is this Beeman?
Yeah. But that's how that's how it makes you feel, especially when it's like Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all superhero crap is like, no matter what it is now. It's all like...
But that's why I liked episode 1, because episode 1 had really weird moments that were like weird enough that you weren't like, this makes no fucking sense, but they were weird enough that you're like, what the fuck? Like when they changed the shot of the woman like laughing and being like, haha, stop, when her husband's choking to death, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? I think that's weird enough that you're like, what the fuck, but not weird enough that you're like, do I not understand? Like, what do I need to have read before this?
Where's the backing I need for this man being choked the fuck out by some food?
I do agree there that was the best. Like, oh, a weird thing is happening.
Yeah, that's why I like episode 1 the most. That and other reasons.
That was good. I mean, like, I also like. I know that like the first episode's meant to be the 50s, and then it's the second and the second one. And I noticed watching it like the second time round, all the different things between the 50s and 60s. But see, the first time, I just thought they were both the 50s.
No, the set changes and stuff like.
The set changes, and I think they go for like they're copying the Brady Bunch at the start of the second episode, or is it the third one? I don't know.
The third one's the Brady Bunch.
Third one's the Brady Bunch because it's the 70s.
Oh. It did just remind me of that 70s
and things
show
are now in color.
Looks at superheroes and stuff. It gets a lot.
Like at the end of the third episode is when I was most intrigued about what's going to happen next.
At the third episode, I was like, "Whoa, okay, now you're getting me interested. Not interested, interested enough to watch more of it, but there was like some."
She gets thrown out.
I'm gonna finish it because I've watched everything Marvel has put out so far, but.
I was gonna say, like, I know you won't finish it, Adam, but you will, Liam. And I know, like, having seen a 50-second clip of the next episode, and the like, they keep marking it like, this is where everything changes. Like, it's looking like episode 4 is like the other's perspective of like, all right, I know
of what the fuck's happening with Wanda.
I know who Geraldine is, like. Because they announced her as part of the main cast and who her character is. So, like, I know she's not Geraldine.
That sucks.
Which, like...
Yeah, she's Agent fucking 47. Like, that's obvious when the trucks are coming towards her. Like, she probably works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Like, she's clearly, like, trying to infiltrate. But, like, at the same time, I'm just like, why is she trying to infiltrate?
I thought she might be, like, Dagger from Cloak and Dagger because she wears a dagger.
They all have... The beekeeper guy had the sword on his back as well. So
it's it's that comics thing.
It's Sword.
Yeah, they're from Sword.
It's Sword.
Yeah, there's a counterpart to S.H.I.E.L.D. called Sword. How dumb is that shit, by the way?
God damn it.
The thing that's like different about it is, see the Sword logos in the WandaVision so far. Sword in the comics is like, it's like sentient world something defense.
Yeah,
and it's like all about it's extraterrestrial threats. But like, if you look at the logo of it in like the first episode when it zooms out of like the TV at the end, it's like sentient weapon. So it's probably going to be more about like superpowered people, and that's why they're involved with it.
Yeah, I mean,
if it was extraterrestrial, then my theory of Galactus is just going to come down at the end and wreck everyone's shit. That'd be fun.
I mean, the whole theme of Captain America: Civil War is that they're all sentient weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this like what it's. I think it is. What I think personally is she is doing it to herself, but she has done it in a way that she not even she knows she's doing it.
Yeah.
The
obviously.
only time she knows she's doing it is like when she breaks. Though I don't think it's just her. I think there's like another force that's like influenced her into doing it to try and get something.
Oh, just to clarify, I do think Vision is real. I think he's actually alive.
I think he is the one thing that like she has managed to like actually coerce into being real. I think all the other residents in the town, it's just an actual town that she has like
commandeered. Yeah, because there was the like sign of the place at the end of one of the episodes, so clearly the town exists. So she's like probably like.
I love that like the sign.
Bubble, I guess.
Yeah, the sign on the town is like home is where you make it. I'm like, that's very funny. And I think it's like she is doing it to get Vision back and have that kind of life that they never got to have. But I think like some outside force, whether it be like the weird neighbor or it's
the
like
weird neighbor's great.
Or it's like
the weird neighbors, like honestly, I could actually see it segueing into the Loki show, and it's just Loki being all fucking weird and just wanting to get more power off of Wanda.
Yeah, that would be super fucking weird if they did that, though.
Also, they like.
Oh yeah, it would be, but like, tracks.
There's no children about, but it's like it's all like they do the thing for the kids. And like they all stand up and they go for the kids.
There's no children.
Yeah.
They all go like for the kids, and then like it seems like very like set up to like try and make her have children.
I thought. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like influence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's like
weapons program.
And she was super pregnant in episode 3.
The numbers, Wanda. What do they mean?
I think it. Yeah. I do think she is doing it, but also someone is trying to like coerce her into doing other stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
And like
try and gain power, do something.
Yeah. Sword don't know that she is like doing it to herself. They think another group is doing it, so they're kind of right, but she's actually the driving force.
Yeah, I agree with our friend Connor in chat, who's like, I think it would be better if they released it all at once. I agree. I don't think it works with this.
I think
there's too much confusion.
Weekly thing. Yeah.
I think it is. It's very good for people like me who really, really love the MCU and really click with the show in a way of like, this is just fun. Like I am enjoying this.
But do you get at some points where like the show has lulls and you're just like, I'm just watching this because it's Marvel. Like.
I get it has lulls, but it's like it's more of like I think I like the characters.
Yeah,
like, I
but
watch it
see if
because
Black
it's
Panther
the characters doing stuff.
See if Black Panther was the same movie, but with like he wasn't called Black Panther. You know, like it was a different fucking franchise. It'd still be a really good movie. I feel like if this was just like a witch, it would be. I would not watch it. There is no way in like 1,000 worlds I would watch it. None of us would.
Yeah, this is only like in my opinion, the reason the show like can even do this concept is because it's a pre-established character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way they're able to do this.
And as much as I want to enjoy the experimental style and all like the mystery and all that, but it's not doing it for me.
Once again, chat is agreeing with me and saying that they just kind of sat through the second episode. The second episode was the worst episode by far.
Oh yeah.
I think the second was the worst. Like, but I still watched through it and was like, I'm enjoying this. Like, I was still enjoying it. I really liked the first episode. I enjoyed the second episode, and then I really liked the third one again.
Honestly, I kind of got through 1 and 2 like it was a bit of a chore. I was like, this isn't really doing it for me. And then
at the end of 1 and 2, I almost didn't watch 3. And then I watched 3 and I was like, oh, something finally fucking happened.
Like,
but you shouldn't have to use 2 episodes of your 9-episode series to get me gripped in.
Yeah.
What I do
if I didn't have an obligation to watch it for this, I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, I do disagree that not disagree. I disagree with like the way it was released, and that I'm okay with a week release, but I don't think it should have been the first two on the first week. I think it should have been the first three, because all the reviewers were given the first three very obviously, because if you watch all three at once, you're like, it's a little bit chory, but also like the hook at the end of three is a lot. Yeah.
Like,
but if you only watch 1 and 2, there's nothing that's happened.
Yeah, if you watch 1 and 2, you're like, nothing's going to happen, nothing has happened. If you watch the first three, you're like, ooh, a thing.
Something.
Yeah, ending on 2 especially is meh.
Once I watched it, I watched someone going through like all the Easter eggs and things you've missed, because I'm like, I have no knowledge of this series, so I'd like to see what I've missed. And like, they had some theories, and then it's like, she drinks from this wine bottle, and it's like House of M in French, which is like the series,
Really?
the comic series that she's in.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the House of M's like a huge, like really good Marvel story where basically what happens, like the most simple gist is Wanda goes insane because like she can warp reality in the comics, which is something they haven't done in the MCU, but I think is what they're doing. Like, House of M, she like, it's like a bunch of stuff where like Vision's dead and she just wants to live with him, and like she wants, like, mutants are like oppressed and stuff, and she hates that, and her kids, she like, because Vision's a robot, she like warps them into existence, but it turns out like to create that like kind of life, she used like shards of a devil, and the devil just decides, I want shards of my body back, so he reabsorbs the kids and they just don't exist anymore.
What the
So she goes mental.
Why can't we get this as a show instead of this family-friendly bullshit?
Well, it may be building up to that, but like right now it's just
like, do you know, in the second episode there's like the bit where, in the second episode there's the bit where like the like head of like the council, or like the planning committee thing they're at, is like, oh, the devil's in the details, and like Agnes leans over and she's like, that's not the only place he is, and like she keeps mentioning her husband. So I've seen quite a few theories that are like,
so
the husband's
right, the husband's the fucking devil, because that's like the least
that'd be fucking brilliant, I'm not gonna lie. We haven't seen her husband
really
yet
good,
either.
And obviously they're setting up her having kids and stuff like that. So
are they just
that would
like
actually
water
be really good.
down House of M? Is that what this is gonna be?
I think
probably.
What it is it's gonna be like reverse House of M, because the big like cliffhanger of House of M was like, right, what she did was the Avengers and the X-Men went to go like contain her, because they were like, right, she's going insane and she's gonna destroy the world if we're not, like, she's gonna do something to like irreversibly change the universe. So they went to go contain her. They go to her and she's like, no you don't. So she like reverses the whole universe and rewrites reality, so mutants are the dominant race and humans are the minority. And
why is this not the show I'm watching?
There's a lot of built-up stuff that like makes that happen. It's, I don't know.
If this was the show, you'd probably hate it, Adam. You'd probably be like, why is all this happening so fast?
Well, we'll find out when maybe it eventually turns into that, seeing as they're...
Yeah. I think they're going to do...
It seems like that's what they're doing. Either that or they're going with a fucking hard misdirect.
Reverse?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think... So, yeah, the end of House of M, like, stuff happens. Heroes, like, come up to her and she's like, right... They're like, please change reality back. And she's like, right, fine, no more mutants. And just wipes mutants from existence.
Jesus.
And, like... It's like a big famous panel, because she's like, mutants are what's caused me pain my whole life. Like, you want the mutant problem gone? No more mutants.
Time for me to Control-Alt-Delete them. Fuck you, Paul.
Yeah, I agree with what Connor's saying in chat, that what will probably happen is this will explain the X-Men existing now.
She's gonna do. I think she's gonna do the opposite, and she's gonna go, why do I have to be the one that's different? Mutants.
How can I work this? This is not my beautiful wife.
Connor also
obviously
asked the question in chat and said, "What do we think of her bringing her brother back to life?" And I swear to God, if they do that shit, I'll be. That's so dumb.
Who's her
not
brother?
He died in
yeah,
Age of Ultron.
Silver, he died in the movie that he was introduced in.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a terrible fucking character. I'm glad they killed him.
Like, it would have made that entire thing, like, pointless, basically.
He was not a good character.
Who was the character again?
Yeah, Pietro. Like, see the one that she mentioned. She's like, I was a twin.
X-Men did Quicksilver.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, Justice for Quicksilver, he was shit, man. The best thing he did was get shot by a helicopter, and he's faster than fucking bullets.
The best thing he did was get shot.
He's faster than bullets, and he got killed by bullets.
I feel like the X-Men do Quicksilver a lot better.
Right. Yeah. The reason he was killed is that they introduced him to be like that, like kind of like propeller for like Wanda to be a better character rather than just it's always like, oh, it's the twins, like because they knew they couldn't do the X-Men Quicksilver, and the X-Men Quicksilver was popular. So I think it was like actually a smart thing.
Connor is arguing hard for Quicksilver, and I could not disagree more. They
should leave I didn't like the MCU Quicksilver.
I don't like the MCU, so I mean, I can't really pitch on whether Quicksilver's worth it or not.
I think he's going to be in it, but I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to be in it because
who's Aaron Taylor Johnson? His actor?
He did play the like Age of Ultron one, but the X-Men one, Evan Peters, he's
good though. I think he's like the best thing about the X-Men films.
Yeah. He will be in it. I think he will be in it because
hopefully,
like, I mean, he was cast, but he wasn't cast as anyone.
Oh.
Oh shit! I wonder who he'd be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Like, fucking hell, that's a toughie.
So people were just like, well, he's either going to be Quicksilver or he's going to be the Mephisto, the devil.
I'd be kind of chill if he was the devil. But I reckon it'd be Quicksilver.
But I mean, this would make sense for Marvel to do. Like, they can now get the IPs they bought from Fox. Well, got when they took over Fox.
When they acquired Fox.
Yeah, like,
do you know what I hope
use
they do?
them and put them in movies now in a way that makes sense.
I hope they bring Quicksilver back and then kill him again in the same movie.
Do it like they did it in Logan. Make it emotionally gripping. CGI snot, mate. CGI fucking snot.
No, mate. I want him to be shot by the same helicopter again.
You're too slow. Bam.
Bring back Ultron and bring back Quicksilver just so they can kill him again.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna they'll bring him back, and they'll bring the twins will be growing up super quick, I believe, because the twins are big Marvel characters. The twins are really good Marvel characters. They're like the twins are gonna stick around, but I think they'll take them away for a bit so she goes insane. And she's
I wonder if her kids will just be a reflection of her, and then he can just be like Quicksilver boy. And then he gets killed by a helicopter, and then she goes insane.
One of the sword helicopters flies in and shoots him and leaves.
Wait, in the comics, is he actually Quicksilver boy? Because that's fucking hilarious.
No, her twins are Wiccan and Speed. One has...
Okay, so they're literally Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver with different names.
Yeah, but they're like...
Oh, what's your son called? Fucking Smack.
Fat man.
It's like Wiccan is like
two Waynes cracking heroin.
But it's like they're like mad popular characters. Well, at least one of them is because he's like the biggest LGBTQ plus like Marvel character there is.
Ah, yes.
Wasn't he in that like Battle Royale comic with all the Marvel like kids where like most of them died?
Kane takes Speed.
No, it's Wiccan.
Fuck up, Liam.
It's Wiccan that's the one. He's like, and they're both young Avengers.
I can't believe it's Scarlet Witch gives birth to Wiccan. Fuck off. Fuck off.
It sounds like a bad emo band.
That makes me like irrationally angry. It's so like no-think.
It would have been
Like,
better if they
Adam,
put a colour in front of
Christ.
Wiccan, though. It would have been hilarious.
Blue Wiccan.
Red Wiccan.
Oh.
Tell me this doesn't
Her-
sound like the 2000
Her
emo
3
band
kids,
Scarlet
Red
Witch and the
Wiccan,
Wiccans.
Speed, and Orange Justice.
Orange, shut the fuck up.
Comic names are always dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's true, that's true.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, remember when they, recently when they made like a new comic team and one of them was called like Safe Space?
Well, like, yeah,
Oh, that was awful.
safe space and
Snowflake. Yeah. Yeah, there was other dumb ones too, but those were highlights.
I remember one had experimental internet gas. That's one I remember. That is the one line I remember getting posted on Reddit threads. Infected by experimental internet gas.
Oh man.
Wait, let me try and find the list of names. Okay.
Fucking cum shot and dumbass.
Right, they were called the New Warriors. That was the name of the team. I'm pretty sure
Warriors!
it got pulled back, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
was
think it got-
Snowflake and Safe Space. They were psychic twins.
Oh my god.
B negative, a teen vampire.
Oh,
They were all meant to be like Snowflake is like a non-binary like introvert, and Safe Space is there to protect him.
Yeah.
When you need to start throwing out the fucking Channel 4 tropes that you need to get a sitcom aired to make your comic interesting.
Trailblazer was just some kid with a backpack. that's their
Hey, I think
superpower.
that's the one with the experimental internet gas, mate. I think
By the way,
that's the one.
speaking of
Speed.
teen vampires, who's excited for the Morpheus film?
The what?
It's just
Morpheus
got
like
delayed
the
to next year.
Matrix?
It's just
Morpheus,
a pocket
like-
dimension with stuff in it.
Morbius.
Fucking
Morbius. Yeah, no, Morpheus is Matrix. Morpheus is the vampire.
Those are different things.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
I
the
mean, I would
internet
like a
gas one
Morpheus
is called
movie.
Screen Time.
God, I
Bro.
fucking hate Marvel.
A meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas.
It's actually painful.
Now he can see augmented reality. Dumbass, he just has a VR headset. This is super...
You dumb bitch, that's a VR headset.
He can see maps. Cool, he has a phone. He can
Nice.
instantly
Google
Google
Maps.
any fact. He has a phone. His superpower is he has a phone but doesn't have to pull his phone out. What the fuck?
My man's really out here engineer fucking gaming.
Oh.
I mean, this is like. I mean, did you not hear about them doing the newest like UK superhero team, the Union?
Fucking Roadman Jack.
I hate it.
Gilbert, look up the Union.
Please look up the Union
Oh.
because I'm gonna. If there's a Scottish one, you know I'm gonna scream. You know I'm
There
gonna
is.
scream.
I'm gonna leave it to Gilbert.
I'm gonna scream. Gilbert, read it out so I can scream into the mic loudly.
Oh.
I got a lot of flack for being made just to be like propaganda.
We lot British people in
The
it.
Brits are coming. Meet the Union, the new super team coming in Empire. Okay.
What the fuck is Empire?
So the Union is
It's an event.
is made up of a character called Britannia, who has a fucking Union Jack on her clothing, of course.
Oh,
right.
cool.
UKIP
She should
voter,
die.
right? So
Kelp-
we have a UKIP.
Kelpie. Great to name a superhero Kelpie, famous for luring people into water and drowning them.
The folklore horses which drown people in rivers.
Okay, so
Fucking fantastic.
I
mate.
believe this is the Northern Irish one. It's just called Snakes. What?
They couldn't think of anything. Oh wait, because they're getting the snakes out of
Yeah,
Northern
because
Ireland.
St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland. So
Yeah,
there's
that's the
like,
one.
oh, they're the snakes being Protestants, where Northern Ireland is. Just capitalizing on sectarianism for snakes.
Yikes.
Yikes, Marvel. Wait,
And-
what's the Welsh one?
The Choir.
Marvel deadass about to restart the Troubles with this one comic.
I don't know what the Choir is. I don't get what that's.
The Welsh Choir. Okay.
So they're meant to be. Oh man, this is so fucking stupid.
Please read it out to me so I can more or less reinforce.
There's
my
a lot less
really
about them. So they're like with Britannia and Kelpie. I wanted them to look like medieval warriors. So and then just simplified and modernized it from there.
They do realize that if they were medieval warriors, they'd be kicking the absolute fuck out of each other.
Yes, Snakes looks like an executioner.
Guys got balaclava on.
And like the Choir's just meant to look, mate. They do look like a fucking executioner. They look like fucking Darth Maul without the lightsaber and eviler. It's fucked up.
Well,
it's it's dumb, man. This is worse than Captain Britain, who appears to be in the comic also, because he's
Captain Britain.
Oh,
that sounds like something Nigel Farage came up with.
Mate, it's exactly what it sounds like.
He's Captain America if he has like 10,000 times the powers. Captain Britain can do basically anything.
Imagine being British.
By the way, just to clarify, he does have a sidekick called Kid Britain who gets murdered by Wolverine's daughter. So,
yeah, let's go.
Pretty pog. I actually read that comic book. I have that comic book.
Ooh.
The difference being Captain Britain isn't awful like the Union.
Yeah, it's less propaganda.
It's such a heavy-handed name. Like, they couldn't have tried for something more subtle than the Union.
Yeah, it's also they chose to make it in modern times. It's not like it's an old character from like Captain Britain's been around for fucking ages, like ages and ages, pretty much as long as Captain America.
Call them like the Kingdom. Have the dynamic that the Scottish one doesn't like the English one.
Yeah,
and then like. Run on that.
Or the dynamic, none of them like the English one if you want to be accurate, you know?
Yeah. Except Wales.
Northern Ireland.
Wales has an independence movement as well. Well, they all do.
Northern Ireland fights hard to be a part of the Union, my guy.
I mean, half of it
really
does.
don't want to be a part of regular Ireland.
Yeah, aside from those who really do, but we're not going to get into that.
I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to be on a watch list.
I can't wait for the newest Marvel sitcom, Britannia and the Devolved Powers.
The Devolved Powers.
The genuinely Devolved Power would have been a better name for the Scottish one than Kelpie.
That's such
the
like
fact that one of them's just straight up called Union Jack hurts me.
Like that's
they should have made it. They should have made it a human fish and called it the sturgeon.
Yeah, mate, if they'd called it the sturgeon, that would have been so much better. Just a literal fish with arms and legs.
No. You got sturgeon and milk snatcher.
Right. Let's assemble our own Scottish superhero team. Okay. We got the milk snatcher.
Our own union. So milk snatcher is England. The sturgeon is Scotland. And it's just a fish with arms and legs. I'm not even a big fish either, like the size of sturgeon.
No powers.
Yeah.
I was thinking
except arms and legs.
See, if you want to keep it running with M's, we come up with like Methadone Mary.
That's the sturgeon sidekick.
What's the like? What was the thing in Ireland?
Sturgeon and Methadone Mags.
What was the thing that happened in Ireland where like there was the molasses flood? Could we have? That
was in Boston, mate.
That was in Boston.
You losing your shit?
No, the whiskey flood. The whiskey flood.
Oh yeah, that happened in Dublin.
Yeah, that was Dublin.
Yeah.
Malt madness. Bunch of people died of alcohol poisoning.
PogChamp.
Oh my god. The Irish one's called the stomach pump.
There's a couple really lowball jokes I want to go for, but I'm not Irish, so I don't think I'm allowed to.
Do it. It's funny.
You're
the Irish one?
Yeah, you live in Ireland.
I'm the closest we've got. Go.
Yeah. You've got the Ireland pass.
Okay.
And
Here, I can
Wales-
get an Irish passport. Technically, I count. Go.
No, I'm good.
I'm
Wales can just be
Here, I'm giving you the P word pass, the potato pass, okay?
I thought it was the Paddy Pass.
Oh, that's better.
Wales should just be a very scared sheep.
Yeah,
It's just a sheep.
and it's just a Welsh word that no one can pronounce in
That's all it says.
Yeah, it's 28 characters.
And the word just means and that's the
Its superpower is yelling out its name in battle long enough that the fight finishes by the time it gets to the end.
Thank you, Wales. Very cool.
I prefer our superhero team. I'd read that.
I want to know who the fuck's writing for Marvel now. Is it the same people who got fired
should
from
be us.
BuzzFeed when they were downsizing? Like, come
it
the
sounds
fuck
like
on.
it. It really does.
Like, my jaw, as someone, I don't even like the company, and my jaw is agape at, like, how astoundingly shit the ideas they come up with are.
Yeah,
but the comics aren't
that
great.
one's not
for,
just
like, and
shit,
haven't
like,
been for a
that's
while.
actually, like, politically just bad.
Yeah.
Do they not know that Scotland is, like, hounding for independence and
Remember,
that,
this
you know,
is,
the fact
this
that
is
one
an
of them's
American
called
company
Britannia?
that probably doesn't even know, like, that probably has the same stereotype as, oh, the Britain, bad teeth, Britain, you like Britain.
Yeah, they
One of
probably
them's
are
called
just...
Britannia and the other one's the Union Jack. They do realise, like, Britain colonized a lot of places, and those are bad terms.
Including America.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the next set. Like,
I can't wait for the side character Indy and Raj to come in. Like,
where's
Yeah, I know.
Where's Apartheid Annie? Come on, let's get some South African representation up in here.
We're my combined Arabia of the Marvel universe at.
Like, it's fucking ridiculous that they can't even put an ounce of thought into this shit.
I personally can't wait for the Marvel writers to tackle the whole Palestine-Israel issue. It's going to be great.
Oh, and now that they've done this, they might just.
They probably
might
will.
just.
As like, here's our American gesture of goodwill. We'll write a comic about your two. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Both of them hate it.
Israel and Palestine team up just to nuke America.
I'm curious if English people think the Union is a cool comic, if they're like that disillusioned to reality.
As much as we hate the English,
they show it to their Scottish pal. Their Scottish pal is none too pleased.
Yeah,
Mate,
modern Marvel ain't good.
No.
Like, it just...
No.
There's some good shit, but it's just so varied that some of it's so garbage.
I know. There's so many things in Marvel that some of it's bound to be garbage.
Yeah.
And like, it is weighed down by the fact that Marvel Studios is so good on average that like...
But what's going to happen when Marvel Studios runs out of old good Marvel stories? And has to start telling modern ones.
No. They'll just start making movies about safe space and stuff.
Yeah. They'll just...
No. When they run out of the good stuff, they'll do what movies do. Remake.
They'll do it again.
Yeah, they'll remake
Thanos
or they'll make
2.
their own, like... And, like, a lot of the Marvel movies are original stories with, like, tiny, like, beats picked up from the comics.
Yeah,
but,
they're mostly inspired by, to be fair.
They mostly look at the source material, piss on it until there's only a name left, and go, yeah, I'll make a couple million.
Okay, that's unfair. They don't make them all worse. I think they do a lot of stories justice.
Improve them, but I feel like if they take the name of something,
I mean, they either have to water down and condense them anyway.
I mean, I never said
because they can't put all of like a massive comic series like Civil War into one film. They have to like condense it and water it down with like the amount of characters they have at their disposal. Like Civil War was a massive thing in the comics. They couldn't use like half of the people that were involved in it.
The helicopter that took them out. So there you go.
That didn't happen in Civil War.
Well, I don't know.
Really the only thing I'm really annoyed that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has not included is the Thanos helicopter and the fact that he was only doing it to
imagine
fuck death.
Yeah, no, imagine Endgame, the portals open, They come through, start charging. Thanos whistles. The copter appears.
Thanos copter appears.
Oh, man, it would have been so good. Fucking Captain
Quicksilver's like,
America
hey
has
guys,
to
I'm not dead. Instantly get shot down by the Thanos helicopter.
Oh, it would all came together so well.
Man, Marvel not respecting the source material, SMH.
Yo, Marvel, if you need new writers, hit us up, man. We know our shit.
We'd work for minimum.
Yeah.
And IP rights. No.
Minimum to come up with comic book ideas is way better than what I do right now, guys.
Yeah.
Whoever the hell they got writing for them now getting paid, like what the hell are they sitting there thinking when they're writing it? Yeah, this is a good and interesting concept. People will like this. People read comics now, am I right? No, because they're too expensive.
Yeah, I think for the most part, they should avoid, like, being overtly political. Like, it should be subtle messages instead of just, like, directly the thing.
Unionized.
Yeah.
Fucking Union Jack.
The Union's such like a terrible name for it. Like, come on.
Connor just said
honestly,
in chat.
that is a branch of the UKIP party. Like, straight up.
Connor just said in chat, did you guys watch the same fucking Endgame? His sword is literally a helicopter blade. And to be fair, it is.
It is.
What?
But imagine he takes off. Imagine how good that would be if he fucking he holds up on his head.
Spinning it like a fucking Beyblade and takes off.
Starts going, making fucking like helicopter noises with his mouth.
I'd like to point your attention towards Star Wars Rebels and the episode specifically Twilight of the Apprentice.
Is that because they have the fucking guys who do that with the lightsabers?
There are Inquisitors with double-bladed lightsabers that spin, and they jump off of a cliff, and they're like, they're gone. And then you see them flying off at the back.
God!
In not the Last Jedi, fucking Fallen Order, they do fly a little, but it's not as goofy, luckily.
Yeah.
Yee-yee-ass haircut.
But imagine like the end scene. If you haven't seen Endgame, sorry, we've already spoiled some of it. I'm about to spoil more of it. The end when he like goes to click his fingers and he's like, "I am inevitable," and he's pure fucking staring down Iron Man. Imagine instead he just picks up his fucking sword and just says like, "I am centrifugal force," and starts spinning at like 300 miles an hour, just go straight towards him.
It's Blender Thanos.
Beyblade Avengers, man, it'd be so good. Him and Thor just
obviously,
fighting, they're both just spinning as fast as they can.
Yeah, he's just swinging that hammer around.
Obviously, the Thanos we got in the movies had better motivations than I want to get with death. But I want to see Simp Thanos on the big screen. That's all I want off the Marvel Universe. I want to see Thanos simping so hard he destroys half the universe.
If they're gonna introduce Deadpool, yeah.
Because that's why he has his own movies. He's too much of not even a feel good. He's too much of a fucking dumbass for like a serious Marvel film.
I hate to bring this to you. Deadpool 3 has been announced to be R-rated, but also in the MCU.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's a good
come on,
thing.
It would be kind of funny if he walked up to like, well, I was going to say Iron Man.
No, he walks up to.
I hope he puts his fucking arm on like, oh my god, I can't remember his name. What's the fucking?
What if he puts up? What if he walks up to Tony Stark's grave?
I almost said he walks up.
Like,
wait, see if he's in the. He just walks up like fucking the returning cast of all the walks up to Tobey Maguire and is just like, so which one of you sad about Iron Man?
Like, honestly, I'm surprised they're still keeping it R-rated, but I am so happy they are.
Nah, I want them to get a Deadpool
cop. They would have had to.
If it wasn't R-rated, I wouldn't fucking watch it.
Yeah, a lot of people would fucking.
Here's how you tie it all together. Here's how you tie it all together. Okay, Wanda goes crazy.
Yeah, so I'm saying
tries to bring back Vision and Pietro, and like brings all the mutants as well by accident. And then Deadpool kills Pietro with a helicopter. It comes full circle.
Wow.
I think she's gonna
screenwriting.
I should.
She's gonna go mental and open the multiverse, and then Deadpool's gonna go, what the fuck's the deal?
What's the deal?
Is Deadpool not Seinfeld?
As he cuts her brother down with a helicopter.
Kramer, what's this? Who's the guy with the
Quicksilver,
helicopter?
what's the deal with bullets? I thought you ran faster than them.
These are load-bearing walls, Quicksilver. You can't come in here. The rat-a-tat of fucking 50 caliber rounds slamming through the door of Jerry Seinfeld's apartment. Wow, what's the deal with that guy?
Right.
You know that was a B movie?
It's gonna get to the end of WandaVision. You're gonna see Pietro, and then you're gonna see the helicopter up ahead, and he's like, "I've got to save my sister," and he runs by, he picks her up, and he drops her, and like, "Oh, you can see the bullet holes in him." Oh, he's like, "Ah, you didn't see that coming," and you look up, and Deadpool rams the helicopter into both of them anyway.
God, what a good ending, huh?
I want Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Even if it's like an offshoot, not canon, it's such a good comic story, and it'd be so
It's
fucking
so good.
so great to just watch everyone make cameos as they're murdered.
Adam,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe?
I am aware of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, but I have not indulged in it.
It's a full 3-part, like, big comic, like, volume, 3-part, like, 3 volumes. The first one is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, and then it's Deadpool Kills the Marvel Multiverse. So he goes insane, kills everyone, then he kills everyone in the multiverse, and then it's Deadpool Kills the Universe, and he goes into history, and, like, he goes through time and through the multiverse, and kills the very stories that inspired heroes. So he goes and he kills the characters from Moby Dick and from Romeo and Juliet and like all of that.
Deadpool kills God.
Well, it ends with him killing the writers.
Yeah, it ends with him killing the writers of his own comic because they're the last people who are keeping it alive. It's all
so
about
killing
the concepts of characters so they never lived in the first place.
It's so fucking
because
dumb.
he works out that he's never going to be able to kill the entire multiverse because it's just going to be more and more versions.
So he's got to kill the writers. Cut it where it starts.
It's such a clever and fun comic.
That's so dumb, but I love it.
Yeah.
It'd be very dumb.
And just with Ryan Reynolds making fucking quips about the other actors and shit. That'd be good.
Actually, this is another topic I'd like to get into while we're on it, because me and Joseph and Liam had this conversation the other night while having a brief discussion on WandaVision before we kicked into it. I for some reason have this weird thing where I don't think most people in the Marvel films are good actors in their films. My main example was, I think Chris Evans fucking sucks as Captain America, but I think he's really great in other movies.
I completely disagree. I think Chris Evans is really good as Captain America.
I don't think he's great in the first one, but I think he gets. I think he's good from there.
I think it's more. The first one isn't as good as the other two, so it's
but I don't think his acting is as good.
Yeah, I think he's very kind of new in the first one.
But I think in the most recent one, it's good. Well, he's not new to acting. He's been in so much other shit, and he's good in all the other shit.
Yeah, but that kind of role.
Yeah, he's new to being Captain America, but I think he really gets used to it, and I think he's good. As it goes.
Yeah,
on. I don't think he's bad in Captain America. I just think it's where he's at his worst.
Yeah, I don't think he ever gets worse. I think he's great in Winter Soldier. I think he's great in Civil War. I think he's. I think
he's really best in Civil War.
Yeah, I think at Civil War and Endgame he's really good. To be honest, Endgame's just good. I don't know. I just really like Endgame.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Fair.
Says that.
But I disagree. I think the only person who's kind of weak at any point is actually I forget her fucking name, but Scarlet Witch. I don't think she's that great.
Yeah.
Who's the actress? I don't
Elizabeth
know her
Olsen.
name. I don't know what else she's.
I think like she's had such a like
Mary-Kate and
weird.
Ashley's little sister.
I was literally about to say like that Olsen's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the little
Yeah,
sister, but
That's weird.
Like they just parodied the show that made her sisters famous.
yeah.
Honestly, I think she's good, but I think she's good with what she's given, but also in the first movie she's in, she's given like weird like
Her accent
like
is so bad in the
Eastern. She's given like weird Eastern
yeah,
European.
she's American. She's pretending to be like made up Slovakian.
Yeah.
No,
Sokovian. She's meant to be Sokovian.
She's.
I don't deal with Bolsheviks.
So weird, see if you heard a clip or saw a clip of what she was like in Age of Ultron, she's like completely different. Like she has very Europe. See when she says Pietro in WandaVision, that's how she sounds for everything in Age of Ultron. And I think she's fine in Age of Ultron.
I think it makes her so much worse. They could have just had her be American.
Or they could have picked an Eastern European actor to pick a character that's trying to be an Eastern European.
Quicksilver is equally bad in the movie. Actually, no, he's worse. He's worse. But that's his character is terrible.
Run fast.
They noticed like right away and changed her accent in Civil War, which is good. Also, Civil War had a good director, and Age of Ultron had a decent director who didn't want to do the movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like he made Avengers and he didn't know what to do to make it better.
I hope his one stipulation was that Quicksilver got murdered with a helicopter. I hope that was the hill he died on.
There was one. He's like, okay, I will do this movie on one deal in my contract. And they're like, what? And it's like, I have to kill Quicksilver with a helicopter. He's not outrunning my bullets.
The reason Aaron Taylor Johnson isn't coming back as Quicksilver is because Joss Whedon was actually in that helicopter and actually shot Aaron Taylor Johnson
He's actually
on set.
dead. Have you seen him in a movie since? Didn't think so.
I've never even fucking heard of him. He doesn't even exist anymore. Bam.
He's in quite a bit. I think he's good. Like the only thing I can remember seeing him in is like I'm pretty sure he's in Tenet. He plays like one of the like generals at the end of the movie, as far as I remember.
I remember little to nothing about Tenet. It was such a mindfuck of a film.
I've like every single I watched the like your movie sucks. Like I listened to their like podcast about it, and it was just like I think his general opinion was like he finished it and then he was like I forgot what happened.
It's very confusing.
It's a Chris Nolan movie.
Yeah, it's like another level. Like I enjoyed it, but I could not tell you like the full plot now. I really liked it in the moment.
Yeah, it's like 7 to 8 out of 10. A strong 7.
It's like in the moment it's like a high 8. After watching it, I would agree with you. It's like a 7.
Yeah, it's a strong 7. I'd say in the moment it's a strong 7. To be honest, I don't think it's amazing. Well, no, there is some really cool shit, but also just cars driving backwards looks so fucking stupid. That's one of my main criticisms of the movie.
Like every ad I got for it, I was just like. It's one of those things, like, of course, because Chris Nolan's famous for, like, Inception, and it's just, like, you watch it and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
It's an experience to watch. Like, that's what it is. You don't watch it and go, man, I'm going to rewatch that, like, every day I live.
Man, I can't wait for the sequel. I can't wait for Tenet Squared.
Do you know what? I think it's a movie that'll age really well, though.
Yeah.
And that's my takeaway from it. It'll age strongly. It'll be as good in 20 years as now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is Gilbert's age like milk moment.
Yeah, you can clip that and prove me wrong in 20 years if you're.
Yeah, when there's.
But I'll be right. Fuck you! I'm doubling down on that.
Oh, we're gonna make a Wall Street bet on that.
Yeah,
I'll short stock.
I'll say it has the longevity. Like it's something that people will watch and go, "That was made like yesterday."
No, I don't think that. I think it'll look good, but like people will clearly tell because it's never like clear about its setting. So people will be like, phones aren't like that now. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
Like obviously technology will change, but I mean, we can end whenever. We've been going for like 90 minutes.
Oh wow.
But I think it will, like, it'll always be like this still looks nice and. like as good as it could be for its time. Because it's not got any weird CGI. I think the story ages well because it's unique enough.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, people are going to watch it in 20 years and be like, what phone is that?
What's that? Is that what they used back in...
Cars don't look like this, you know. But
remember when you had to drive your own car? Jeez.
Yeah.
The only thing I think it could have benefited from was I think I'll enjoy it more watching it on like a Netflix or whatever with subtitles.
Oh
yeah, subtitles would help it.
That's a complaint I've heard. Like the audio mixing's so scuffed, where it's like you're like, what the fuck are the characters saying over the?
I think it's purposely scuffed.
Like,
why?
No, it's more that
it's like a stylistic choice.
It adds to the effect of certain noises. I think.
Yeah. I think it's I don't think it's the mixing at all. I think it's just that some of the actors, because like, if you're going backwards in time, you have to wear a mask because you're not like.
I'm sorry. Hold on. If you're going backwards in time, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah, for oxygen.
They explain it in
so
the movie.
So you can have backwards oxygen instead of forwards oxygen, so you don't die.
It's so you.
Right, no, you're making a joke. You're making a fucking joke. Shut the fuck up. Actually, stop talking. What?
They explain it. It's like they because you're going to enter, like, time is moving backwards, but you're still moving, like, forwards in time. So you're breathing in and out, but, like, everything else is, like, it's so you're not, like, breathing in carbon dioxide and breathing out oxygen. It just reverses your breathing process.
They don't explain it as that. It's so you're not breathing backwards air and your lungs don't explode. That's how they explain it. Like, that's the complexity they give you.
Was it?
Yeah.
What if you just hold your breath?
Well, you'll fucking die because you go back for like 2 hours at a time. That's why.
Wow, that takes a while.
Watch the movie,
really
you'll understand it better.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because
we're not doing it justice at all.
Yeah, my mouth is agape, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You just, if you're moving backwards, you have to breathe backwards air, because you're moving backwards through time. You're not like, you know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm saying,
this really shows how much, like, how accurate Gilbert's statement of "I do not remember the movie" is, because I do not remember the movie.
Yeah, like
it's cool.
Yeah, it makes sense when you watch the movie. It adds a certain tenseness to scenes where you're like, oh no, he has to have his backwards air.
Oh no, he doesn't have his backwards air mask on.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone explains it like in just such a way that you're just like, yeah, I do get it. Even though you're just like you finish it and you're like, huh?
Yeah, it's like you can like pick stuff up, but you have to have dropped it first. It's so fucking strange. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, man. There's like backwards bullets. If you shoot someone with a backwards bullet, it reverse bullets them and it fucks them up. It's so weird.
You believe you believe that the characters believe it, which is like the main thing. Like the characters aren't confused, so you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, it says it with such confidence that you're like, yeah, I guess this makes sense. I guess
I'm gonna agree with this.
Because time travel isn't real, we don't fucking know, but you're like, if time travel worked how it does in this movie, I suppose air would work like that too, yes.
Plus, like, there's really cool bits where you're just like, he walks past bullet holes, and you're like, oh, someone's gonna unshoot them soon.
Yeah, it does good visual foreshadowing. Right, I think Christopher Nolan confusion is a good place to end. Unless anybody has anything they want to bring up.
Well, we have our one final thing.
What are we going to watch for next week?
I have a suggestion.
Me and Gilbert have picked.
Oh, you've already? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I did WandaVision.
You did WandaVision.
Like, serial.
Yeah, you did serial. I have a suggestion. I have two suggestions. One's a $3.50 rental from Amazon. You gonna shoot me for that?
Okay, depending on what it is.
It is. So you know the director of Parasite?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, his first film. Yeah, Bong Joon-ho, Gilbert. No, his first film, like critically acclaimed, like 10 out of 10 South Korean film from like 2003, Memories of Murder, has just gotten a re-release on Amazon Prime. A 2020 like upscaled re-release because he's trying to capitalize on the fact that the film didn't come out in America, so like English-speaking audiences didn't get to watch it, and I've been meaning to watch it.
Okay.
So,
what's your other suggestion? 'Cause I'm kind of on board for that one.
My other suggestion was like maybe Parasite, but I think we already talked about Parasite when it came out. Actually,
Nah,
so.
let's watch John Coop's. What's his name?
John Coop's.
I'll watch both.
Bong Joon Ho. What?
Bong Joon Ho.
What's his name, man? I'm sorry.
You'll have to come back with that next week.
I'm gonna get cancelled on Twitter for saying John Coop, man.
John Coop.
Parasite is on Prime. So
Parasite's on Prime, and then
we can watch Parasite to talk about how his filmmaking has improved and stuff if we want.
Yeah, because it's the same. The dad in Parasite is the main character in this. So.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we'll watch that film. You might need to message me the name of it.
Yeah.
So that I remember.
Also,
but we can watch that.
I'll report back on like how good episode 4 is of WandaVision.
Please do. I'd like you to, because as much as I want to have the gumption to watch it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch episode 4.
Yeah, Adam, you live like experience shows vicariously through me.
Yeah, like if it's a show that I'm not gonna sit down and watch, I'm like, Sean, can you tell me what's happened?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Most shows.
And then if I want to know about obscure Netflix movies, then I know who to go to.
Right. I think that's a good thing to. I think that's a good thing to end on. Thanks very much for joining us for this episode of the podcast, Liam.
Yes.
And discussing WandaVision at length with us. Thanks anyone who was listening. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe, please. If you're on the Twitch, hit the follow.
And ring ding that bell button so you get notified every time the Zerker uploads.
I see that 70% of people watching our videos aren't subscribed.
Liam won't be in any other further episodes after saying what you just did, so...
Tomorrow comes back to your house, Gilbert, because I know where you live and I can bring a sharp object.
There was no dub today.
There was no dub.
Darn,
see y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Same pug time, same pug, whatever. See you next week.
Same pog.